Hello camera. So we're going to go through all the lessons that we've learnt over the last 10 weeks. I'm going to split it up and see how we get on. Remember that all the techniques we're doing are simplified, so we're leaving out a bunch of steps to make it simpler, to have less to think about, and then as we progress later on we're going to build more in. So when you watch YouTube videos and you see them doing it in a slightly different way, that doesn't mean that this is wrong, doesn't mean that they're wrong. There's a lot of ways of doing things, and we're also purposely leaving out certain details just to try and get the basics in as quickly as possible. Alright, cool. So we started off with the rear naked choke. And the rear naked choke is the most common submission in the UFC, and to get the rear naked choke you need to have control of the back. So this is Joe. So to attack the rear naked choke, I really want to get to the back. So the position that we learnt about in lesson 1 was back control. So we start off with our hooks in. So my legs here are controlling Joe's hips, and then I have what we call a seatbelt grip. So we have one hand over the top and one hand under the arm, grasping in some way. The reason we have this is that it gives us sort of a good balance between control and attacking ability. 2 under is better for control, but I don't really have any attacks from here. 2 over is better for attacks, but I don't really have any control. Joe has got his arms and can turn quite easily. Yeah? So we have 1 over, 1 under, and then we aim to attack with the hand over the top. If you think about it, it's quite simple for me then to bring my hand up across the neck and go for the rear naked choke. Let's turn and face the camera. Okay. Rear naked choke. So what we're aiming for is to get my elbow as deep as possible. As I turn my shoulder, I can go deeper. If I just stay straight to Joe and try and go across, I kind of end up more across the esophagus, whereas I want to be having my forearm and bicep pressed against these arteries here. So I want to turn my shoulder, get deep, cut my hand on the back of Joe's shoulder, then with my other hand, remember it's going to be underneath, we're going to pull that out, grab my own bicep, slide my hand down behind Joe's head, touch my head to his head, and then I'm going to turn slightly and just shrug my shoulders back. You shouldn't be using really any energy for this move, yeah? So it's deep, swap over, hand over the head, and just pull your shoulders back. Great. That is the rear naked choke. Now, from the rear naked choke, we then looked at the way that someone could escape from that position. So Joe, if you take my back, going for this, what do we do? This is the seatbelt grip.
Yep.
So what I'm trying to do is just drop to one side or the other. You can do both sides. The side where you've got your arm over the top is generally considered the safer side. So I want to drop to that side and I want to put my head on the mat. That's kind of the main thing I'm going to aim at. What I can do is I can step up with one foot, and as I straighten my other foot, I naturally fall over like this. Fall to the side, get my head to the mat. Now I just turn my hips to the sky, and I want to be stepping over his bottom leg. Over, and now I'm out. So Joe, this time, if you try and keep your foot, stop me from stepping over. So we're going to the side. Now you see here, with my hips facing forward, it's very hard for me to do. As I turn to the sky, it becomes much easier for me to step over, because put your hip back in. Here, I raise my leg and it's going against his block. Turn my hips to the sky and raise my leg, there's nothing stopping it coming up. So head to the floor, hips to the sky, and shuffle over. And now you're out.